Welcome to Wake Up West Palm, where we talk all things downtown West Palm Beach, and you get to meet some of the incredible people and businesses in our beautiful community. And today I am joined by Travis Dempsey, who is the co-founder and program director of AMP Music Lab. Travis, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. I'm glad to be here. Welcome.
Thank you, and tell us where we're actually filming.
Okay, so right now we're in the Lab Palm Beach. It's a multi-recording studio facility. AMP Music Lab joined this recording group in January this year. We're located right in the downtown West Palm Beach Arts District, and yeah.
It's such a cool space. Like when you walk in, you just get that creative vibe.
Oh, there's a lot of creativity here. I mean, every day there's different recording sessions, music videos, lots of different artist sessions. And at AMP Music Lab, we do music education. So we're working with students and songwriters and aspiring producers in the community. So yeah, it's really creative here. A lot of talented people.
I love it. And so I've never been here, and it was just so fun to really just have a conversation with you around some of the incredible talent that you work with. So before we dive into all of your students and what you're able to do, let us know your background, because you have a very interesting creative background.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for asking. So, I pursued a career in professional audio. Been doing it for about 2 decades. I guess I kind of started or caught the bug. I was running sound for morning announcements in middle school. I ran.
So cool.
Yeah, I ran sound for the theater department, studying theater technology at the Dreyfus School of the Arts, just a few blocks from where we're filming now. After school, I pursued a career in professional audio. I clocked over 3,300 hours in world-class recording studios. I've had a lot of great opportunities. I've worked as an engineer for Sony BMG. I got to work at the prestigious Battery Studios and Hell's Kitchen, Manhattan, Capture Sound Studios in Brooklyn, New York. And, apart from my professional career, I've also had a passion for teaching and mentoring. So I was a university instructor at a Recording Arts College, one of the top 4 in the country, and from 2006 to 2014. And since that time, I've taught about 10,000 students seeking mastery in recording arts. So, yeah.
Wow. And it's so cool that you were so young when you knew what your passion was, because I feel like a lot of people, especially today, I feel like a lot of young people are upset if they don't know the direction that they want to go, and to be able to have that is really a gift. And the fact that you've done it for over 2 decades is really remarkable.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I got to do that stuff. And we founded AMP Music Lab in 2015 to empower the next generation to achieve their music goals, and it's been a journey.
So you've worked with some really incredible artists. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your favorite projects?
Yeah. So I was a staff engineer at Sony BMG, and during that time I got to work with top tier recording artists. My first session was with an artist named Heavy D. I don't know if you know who Heavy D is, but some people watching may know who Heavy D is, but he was a recording artist in the 80s and 90s, and in the early 2000s was producing. So I did a session for him, and it was one of my first sessions, and he said, he told the studio manager I did a really good job. So the next week I was promoted to assistant engineer, and she says, hey, we got an artist coming in next week. Her name is Britney Spears, and we want you to be on the session. So I got to work with Britney Spears, worked with Sean Paul. I've worked with a lot of talented engineers as well. I worked with Stephen George, who's a top tier engineer. We did the digital remastering of the Michael Jackson records. I worked with Young Guru, who was the lead engineer for Rockefeller Records. So it's pretty wild.
That's a lot. That's a lot of experience and a lot of really creative people. What is a lesson that you've learned throughout your career just in working in this kind of industry?
Well, you have to adapt. The technology's changed a lot. Back in those days, we were working on like multi-million-dollar studios. These huge recording boards were like 48 channels of audio and analog tape, 2-inch tape machines. One of my first sessions was transferring the Depeche Mode masters, like 2-inch tape, into like digital hard disk, and now everything's digital. So just being able to adapt to the technology, seeking mentorship is something I would say that's important. That's helped me through my journey, and yeah.
So why, of all the places that you could go and open up a business, why West Palm Beach?
West Palm Beach is, it's a really supportive community. There's a lot of like-minded and really talented people here, songwriters. It's a rich cultural scene. There's a lot of live music. You can go out and hear live music, most days of the week here. It's a strategic location for our business. We can help songwriters from all over Palm Beach County. We'll travel to downtown West Palm Beach from Wellington or Delray or Boca, North County. And there's a personal connection too. I grew up here, I went to school here. I live here with my wife and my 2 kids, and so it's rewarding to give back to the community.
There is a lot of creativity down here, and you have been in West Palm for a while, and you've seen a lot of changes. So what are some of the changes? We were talking before we started recording about how it has become a little bit more of a space for creativity with so many, the murals and the music and the artists that really want to come here. So talk about kind of that transition.
Well, growing up here, and then sometimes we look out the window here at the Lab Palm Beach, and it looks like a big city, and it's got this tropical kind of vibe. So it's this tropical urban environment. It's changed a lot over the years, and it's exciting. I love to. We have some segways here. We'll hop on the segways and cruise around the city. We'll go to the waterfront and just get inspiration there. But yeah, there's a lot of changes in West Palm Beach. There's a lot of talented people here as well. So it's a great place to be, and we're glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about some of your students. Who comes to you? What are they coming to you for? What do they want to create?
Yeah, so we have a diverse age range of students that come to AMP Music Lab. We'll have some students that are, in middle school and high school, and we have youth programs where we incorporate STEM into our education. We'll have young adults and college students who are pursuing their passion for music. We'll have adults that will come to AMP Music Lab. We have a really cool booking calendar where students can book at their convenience, and so they can squeeze it into their busy lives. But we'll have students that are classically trained musicians that want help learning the technology. We'll have students that just want to get started in music production and just need help like getting started, getting over the learning curve. We'll have students that have been doing it for a while but just need help with a particular focus like mixing or mastering. And so what's cool about AMP Music Lab is before we start a training program, we'll sit down with our students and we'll have a discussion and we'll outline some goals, some particular focus. So we have real individualized education that helps students at their, where they're at.
Can you give us an example of a student that you work with that really you feel like you're the one? I'm sure you're proud of all of your students, but one that you're like really proud of?
Oh yeah, so one of our first students who started with us before there was even an AMP Music Lab has gone on and received a law degree and is now an entertainment business lawyer working for Universal Music Group. We've had other students who have gone on to University of Miami and are in the music technology program developing the software and the technology that we use to create music. Other students are producing original music and getting like tens of thousands of streams online. So it's really cool to like see what our students are doing, and that's why we keep doing it.
What has the internet done to music, just as far as like when you're working with students, and how are you teaching them to not only create great music, but then also get it out into the world?
So one thing we do with our students, we have a music business pillar of our education. Our education is based off of what we call the music production pipeline. So that's songwriting, recording, mixing, mastering, and music business. And that's kind of the path that music takes in the professional world. Like when I was working at Sony BMG, that's how songs moved from creation all the way to distribution. So we teach students in our music business pillar how to create like a publishing company, how to establish themselves. We offer marketing services here at the Lab Palm Beach as far as music videos and online marketing. So what we teach our students is to really focus on the music. Once you start focusing on like, hey, I want to be famous, or I want to be rich from music, the music kind of suffers. So I got some really good advice from some of my mentors, and that's to put the music first. So we're all about empowering our students to like achieve their music goals.
I love that so much, because I do feel like, especially today with so many people wanting to get attention,
Yeah.
it does take away a little bit from the work. And like to focus on the work, like that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you do good work,
You're right. That's you
the
have
audience
to, you
will
have
come.
to start with that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make great music that you like, that others will like, and you know, and I created a publishing company in 2001. I got some mentorship. One of my mentors helped me get started in that, and we had some, you know, TV and film licensing placements, and so then I kind of shifted from being creative to music business, and you know, it was a business. It became a job, and the music suffered. So that was a lesson I learned early on. We impart that onto our students, and so yeah, it starts with the music, you know, and the rest will follow.
It's about the music. It's
all
about the
music.
creative process.
That's right.
All right, well, do you want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, absolutely. So in January 2024 this year, we moved into a really awesome space called the Lab Palm Beach. It's a multi-studio recording facility, and the founder is Stizzy Raxx. He founded Raxx Beats in 2019, a recording studio downtown West Palm Beach. He's our CEO of the lab, and yeah, I'd like to bring him out.
Thanks for having us in your beautiful home. This is so awesome.
Thank you.
We already talked about this. It's just like such the creative vibe.
Yeah.
So tell us about what's your journey been like?
It's been fun. It's been a lot of nice, cool rides up and down, to say the least. Yeah, it's just, you know, music is something that brings people together, and I'm a people person. I like people. People like me, I think, and that's one of my easiest ways to connect with people and reach out. I notice a lot of people use music as therapy. So it's more than just being an engineer or a producer or a studio owner. It's also being a listener, you know, a friend. So that's the coolest part about it to me, is the relationships that I build. Like Travis, for example.
And you help so many people with their gift. There's so many really incredible artists. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the students that you're working with?
Yeah, you know, I've never been one to name drop. It's just a thing that I, you know, even on my profiles, I'll never say I worked with this person, that person. But I will say I have worked with people that you guys both know for sure. I think
You won't tell us? You won't even hint at it?
I mean, I could mention a couple, but I mean, if you guys do your research, you'll be able to find it anyhow. But this is what I will say. What I will say is my favorite clients that I get to work with are the locals, because it's the experiences that I get to see them go through that, you know, you're not gonna get to see with a celebrity artist that has been in the studio thousands of times, knows how to do this, that, the third, has an expectation, and no matter how good you do, it's just a job. These kids that are coming in, and some adults that are local artists that are trying to achieve this career, it's more of a meaningful interaction. And I mean, I think, you know, you can always make anything about business and bring it to like just a business level, but when you personalize it, it always comes out better. That's just my personal experience, and I've been doing this for almost 10 years, and every single time it never fails. When you build that interaction, the connection, the music comes out better, the quality, the energy, because a lot of making music is, I've had clients come in here and, you know, they've had multiple people come with them and the energy was off, they couldn't record. Everything is about the vibe and the consistency.
Ooh, so talk about that a little bit. When you talk about collaboration or when people come to you, what is the creative process like when you're working with people?
I mean, everyone has their own flow, and I think that's the coolest part. I have some people that'll come in and they'll record the same section of a song 10 times and then tell me to pick which one they like out of that, and they'll make the whole song that way. I have some people that come in, they'll do one take and they'll make the whole song that way. I have some people that punch in each individual bar to make sure that it is optimized, and then they'll move on. And then I have other people that they'll just, let me do it again, let me do it again, let me do it again, and they'll have 10 stacks of the same file, and then they'll just listen through them and see which one is the best version. So I mean, it depends on the person, it depends on their creative flow. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways people come in and collab. I have had producers come in with their artists, I've had engineers come in with their artists, and just to watch them work together, it's literally like watching Shaq and Kobe. You know, it's just like the teamwork is what, you know, what really matters when it comes to collabing.
I've been doing this for a long time, And I can tell you that Stizzy at Raxx Beats is producing hit records for these local artists. Like, I'm just blown away by the quality. Super talented engineer. So, and any artist in West Palm Beach that wants to take their music to the next level, I mean, Stizzy Raxx is super talented engineer.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Do you guys ever collaborate on anything?
We've messed around on stuff. Like, see, Travis is more in the field of, if one of my clients came to me and goes, how can I do this? I know the person that can help you do that. Travis is that person that can facilitate the process of actually transitioning from an artist to an engineer, or from an artist to a DJ. So in terms of our collaboration, it's more of like placement. Who do we think is more like, what part of this team are you more fitting in? But yeah, I mean, Travis will come in, cause I make music too, like on my own time for fun, just like I'll sing, and he'll come in and just walk and be like, hey man, that sounds really good. Like, can you send me some stuff just so I can play around with it a little bit? And our music interests are similar, so we'll share some conversation over a good liquid drum and bass beat, but that's about it, yeah.
And you have an interesting background because you haven't always been in the music industry.
Right.
You're an engineer.
Correct. Well, I was a software engineer for Microsoft for 7 years, and then I was a technical writer for the last 3. But yeah, I mean, music has always been in and out of my life. When I was younger, I had like a home studio and kind of just, but what I know now compared to what I know then, I don't even use the same software. That was just like me, I guess, familiarizing myself with the idea that this might be something I end up doing. But it wasn't serious, so yeah, I mean, and also I actually simultaneously ran the studio and worked at Microsoft for the last about 5 years, so yeah.
I love that. And I think that's a really important message for some people that might be interested in getting into this kind of industry, because it doesn't have to be all or nothing when you're interested in a creative project like getting into music. So for somebody that's out there that's like, oh, I have songs, or I love to write songs, or I really want to create music, what advice would you give to them? I
mean, there's so many routes you can take. You can be a songwriter. You can lay hooks on beats that are for sale and then sell the hook. They have like these tracks that they create that are like a mock-up version of a track that you would sell to an artist. So they'll record the entire track. It's like a reference track. And then artists actually buy songs with the lyrics and everything on top of it. So if you write music and you're an artist in that sense, and you don't want to actually be on stage, you don't want the limelight, there's several ways you can go about it. I mean, also with sync licensing, you can get published in movies and just have someone sing the song for you, and you get a percentage of that. But I think it all just comes down to what your ultimate goal is. Are you in it for the business, or are you in it for the love of it, the joy, the passion? And for me, it's a little bit of both. I just think as I got older, I realized like sometimes your passions do integrate with your business. And that's the best, I think, honestly, because it makes what you do fun and you get paid to do it. But yeah, I mean, it just, you have to know what your specific goals are, and that will help you with the direction you take, for sure.
What are some places in downtown West Palm Beach that inspire your creativity?
Actually, a lot of them. A couple. One I would say definitely is my mom's restaurant on Avernia. It's Philly, the Jamaican restaurant. Whenever I go there, I just have just a lofty vibe, and it's like one would anticipate walking into a restaurant, but it really feels like just an extended version of my living room. Yeah. And when I go there, I don't have to go back home, and it just gives me that feeling. Sometimes you lose yourself in this. You get caught up in your work, you get buried in work, and you're just like, you feel like a robot. And then I go over there and I'm like, I forgot, it's me again. Yeah. Sometimes I put on, my Stizzy cape, and sometimes I put on my Shane cape because, I'm a human.
We hopped on the segways the other day. We segued down to the waterfront. Yeah. We went out on the dock and looked at the boats, and then we came back in here and got to work. And so,
yeah, the water too, for sure, 100%. Walking down the strip, just seeing all the businesses work. Everybody's, they're doing well, and it's just a well-to-do community. And yeah, I mean, the entire environment from Rosemary all the way to Flagler is just like filled with inspiration.
Yeah, agreed. Mm-hmm. I love being on the waterfront. I love all the murals, and It's so cool that
We'll
you're
go-
downtown.
We'll go out on like Thursday nights and you'll hear some live music playing.
Yeah.
Or just to like finish a song in the studio or write a song with the student and then just to, upload it to your phone and just take a walk around the city and listen to it. So lots of inspiration around here.
That's awesome. Well, thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Where can people find out more about you, Travis?
So if you're a student or an aspiring songwriter, producer, and you want help learning music production, you can contact us at ampmusiclab.com. You can click the schedule a call button, and I look forward to speaking with you and answering your questions about our program and helping you succeed in music.
Awesome.
If you guys want to come get mixed, book a session, record some music, make a beat, you guys can check us out at raxxbeats.com or also thelabpalmbeach.com. And also on Instagram, you can follow us at thelabpalmbeach, and you'll find us there.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. I don't know about you guys, but I want to learn how to create music. I don't know how to do that, but I'm all inspired. So
Whenever you're ready, we got you.
I know. You guys just come on down, check it out, and we can create something together.
Sounds like a plan.
I love it. Travis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stizzy, Raxx, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.